Good evening and welcome to the Nassau County Board of County Commissioners meeting for August 12th, 2024. I'm going to call this meeting to order and please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation will be given by Mr. Irving Gilliard, who just celebrated a birthday last Thursday. Happy birthday, Mr. Gilliard.
Thank you. Good to be alive. Our Heavenly Father, we honor you, we praise you, we give you all the honor and give you all the glory. We come to you this evening with humble hearts, just thanking you for how you bless our commissioners, our county, and those that work for them, under them. I ask that you continue to lead and guide them as they go through this agenda, that the decision will be made for the betterment of the Nassau County residents. Continue to look on those on this board, our county manager's office, county attorney's office, and all those that work under them. Ask a blessing upon our first responders as well as they go through dangers seen and dangers unseen. And we continue to pray for our military as they protect this country, continue to keep them safe. And we ask a blessing upon our election as we come to that it's just done decently and in order. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner McCullough.
Here.
Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Farmer.
Here.
Commissioner Hupman.
Here.
And Chair Martin.
Here. County Manager, do you have any expansion items or deletions to the agenda?
I have none, sir. Thank you.
Madam County Attorney?
I do have one expansion item that if the board so chooses to vote and hear the expansion in regards to your South Amelia Island Shore Stabilization MSBU for the maintenance assessment area.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept the expansion item.
Motion from Commissioner Hupman to accept the expansion item from the County Attorney.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gray. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we will put that as the first item under new business. Okay. All right. Consent items. If any board member wishes to move a consent, yes, ma'am?
He doesn't want to speak. Tab C.
He doesn't. Consent items. If any board member wishes to move a consent item to new business, please do so now.
I do have one.
Commissioner Gray.
Mr. Chairman, get the letter here. What number it is.
J, please.
Okay. I've already discussed that with the county, assistant county manager, so I think he already knew.
I'd like to move G as well. We can give that a little bit more discussion if you don't mind.
Okay, so we have tabs J, and you said G, Commissioner Farmer? Anyone else? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exceptions of tab G and J.
So moved.
Motion from Commissioner Farmer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Gray. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. So let's go ahead and do the county attorney's expansion item first. Ms. May?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, this expansion.
I apologize. I missed a part of my script here.
Sure. Go ahead.
So that's going to take us to new business. But before we do that, under new business, any member of the public may address any item under new business at this time. All right. Time limit is 3 minutes each. Is there anyone who wishes to address any item under new business? Seeing none, we will go ahead and move into the county attorney's expansion item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this expansion did come up on Friday. There is a small change in the annual rate resolution. Now, this is your South Amelia Island Shore Stabilization MSBU. You have two assessments in that area. One is for capital improvements done on the beach. The other is the ongoing maintenance assessment area, which was established in 2020 and first assessed in 2021. The reason for the small change here, and I'm just looking for your nod, is you adopt a preliminary rate resolution under the law in July, then you adopt an annual rate resolution in September. Those are already set. Notices are scheduled to go out this Wednesday. There was a change in the amount of the annual assessment for the maintenance assessment area only. That was found after your preliminary rate resolution, so we apologize for that, but it was late in finding. So your preliminary rate resolution set an amount of $187,168. That was from last year's carryover that was in there, and it was not found until such time as Friday. The reason last year's was smaller is we had some cash carry forward that reduced the amount. So all it's done is really go back to the regular estimated maintenance assessment. But I'd like your nod, simply because it's in your adopted resolution. So if by motion you would approve that your noticing and your September 9th hearing on the annual rate resolution will be for the $285,146 to be the estimated maintenance cost for the 2024-2025 maintenance assessment area for SASA.
And then that'll be in our September meeting.
Nice.
That'll be, so we're amending basically what we voted on
What you
in
directed
July.
me in July, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we need a motion.
Please, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt that, the change. The estimated maintenance cost to $285,146, and the legal notices be sent out on August the 14th, sir.
Okay. A motion from Commissioner Hupman,
Second.
second by Commissioner McCullough. Do we have any discussion? Assistant County Manager Ironman, were you trying to get my attention earlier on that?
No,
Okay.
sir.
All right, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries on the expansion, the county attorney's expansion item. So that will move us into tab G. Approve and authorize the chairman to sign CM 3501-WA01, change order 01 with Pond and Company Corporation for Gothinsville Boat Ramp Improvements Project in the amount of $124,047.93, increasing the total work authorization to $443,337.88.
Defer to Deputy County Manager.
Yes, Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Ironman, Mr. Companion.
Yes,
Sorry
Mr.
about that.
Chairman. No apology needed. Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, what is before you is for your Gothinsville Park project to perform the design engineering so that we can make those improvements to the boat ramp there. That we had a study performed, identified some ways that we can mitigate the current that's running through there and make that ramp a little bit easier to use for folks. What we did was, as we talked in the winter strategic planning session and at the last CIP update, we took a step back a little bit and said, well, what if we do a little bit more and think about moving the ramp back or some other alternatives? This will allow us to work with Pond to get the additional information they need and perform the additional analysis to make sure what we do there is the right thing to do there and not just go full bore on something that may not get the full results we want. So it allows us to analyze all the alternatives.
Any questions for Commissioner Hupman?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Companion, we also mentioned that there was an additional fix to the existing structure that was part of this change as well, or did I misunderstand that part?
So we were going to go down the road of doing some adjustments to the ramp because it was settling, had some differential settlement out there. We did learn that that was a proprietary system, that ramp is constructed through a company that owns a copyright on not only the ramp system, but how it's installed. So that was another reason for looking at other alternatives to make sure that, maybe there's a better way to deliver what the county needs out there.
Okay,
and
thanks for the
citizens.
clarification.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions for Mr. Companion?
I just wanted to,
Commissioner Farmer?
I just wanted to make sure that you address the current, mitigation strategy for the current issues,
Yes,
because
sir.
out there, that current, it rips out there, and that's why I wanted to pull it, so you could expand on that a little bit and let the fishermen and the boaters know that it's gonna be a one and done when we get finished with this thing.
And part of our plan with that, just so you know, is to include some of those fishermen and boaters that use it often in the data gathering analysis side. So we make sure there's not something that we don't know about that they're experiencing out there as well. So there will be some input from the folks that use it most.
Make a motion to approve tab G.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
A motion from Commissioner Farmer, seconded by Commissioner Hupman to approve tab G. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Companion. Tab J, consider the following. Award invitation to bid NC 24-010 for construction of the William Burgess Boulevard Extension Project to Petticoat Schmidt Civil Contractors, Inc. 2, approve and authorize the chairman to sign contract number CM 3707 with Petticoat Schmidt Civil Contractors, Inc. for construction of the William Burgess Boulevard Extension Project in the amount of $16,451,809.10. Mr. Companion, I know now why you're still there.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. We're super excited about this one. As you know, the William Burgess Extension Project, extending William Burgess from US 17 over to Minor Road near Yulee Middle and Yulee High School, has been a part of your mobility plan for a while and your capital improvement plan. We're at the point now where this is the execution of the construction contract with Petticoat Schmidt. We already have the construction engineering inspection firm, ETM, on staff, and we're ready to hit the ground running as soon as we can after this approval, if it goes that way.
Any questions for Mr. Companion?
Mr. Chairman, I
Commissioner Gray?
have a question, just have a comment. I'd just like to mention that this $16.5 million William Burgess Extension project, we've been working on for about 3 years, acquiring the lands. It's a welcome improvement to the Minor Road, Wilson Neck, and the Hedges communities over there for our mobility and transportation needs. $16.5 million, but, a lot of money, but guess what? It's gonna do a lot of good. I mean, it's a well-working, I'm very excited about this project going forward, yeah.
If I could have 2 more seconds back, it does include signalization at US 17, a roundabout at Minor Road, a roundabout tying in Teresa Road and the Wilson Neck. So that is one of the reasons for the $16 million. It's not simply forging road through virgin land, which is already costly. It's also 3 major intersection projects included.
One more question, Mr. Chairman, please. Is that gonna
Commissioner
have the trail beside it as well? The
That's
roadway?
absolutely correct. There will be a 10-foot paved trail on the north side, on the side where the schools are at, and tying in over across 17 back to the trail system that eventually heads over to Nassau Crossings Park and heads further west down William Burgess, and eventually, when that whole area is built out, we know it'll tie all the way across to even the Wild Light development will be tied in with that. And a
Thank you.
sidewalk on the south side.
Any other questions? And most importantly, it's going to be a parallel way out.
Absolutely.
Other than State Road 200 in case of a storm.
That's exactly right. It's part of your southern paralleling corridor to State Road 200. We know that County Road 107, State Road 200 is a major intersection that has a lot of traffic flowing through there and becomes a bottleneck. Well, so does Minor Road and State Road 200, especially during the school months. And that's due to the only way in and out of those 2 major schools and the elementary school across the street is through that intersection. So this will help alleviate some of that as well.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for tab J.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to entertain a motion.
I already entertained it.
Yeah, you just, I'd like to make a motion to approve Chap J, Mr.
I'll
Chairman.
second that motion,
A
Mr. Gray.
motion from Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner McCullough. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, tab P, consider a resolution extending the state of emergency in Nassau County, Florida due to Tropical Storm Debbie. County Manager.
Yes, sir, thank you. Director Tim Cooper is here today to join us. He's going to address the board, but ultimately, we are going to ask that you extend it for a bit longer. There is some additional work we need to do on the administrative side and the inspection side, so with that, I'll defer to Director Cooper.
Director Cooper, welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. The reason for the need of the extension is because of the bridge flooding at Stokes Road. We really want to make sure that we're doing best by the citizens and making sure we're leaving those federal dollars and state dollars available should there need to be a repair done there. Obviously, the river is still too high to make that assessment now, or we would have done that already. Does anyone have any questions in regards to that?
I don't have, do you have any questions, Commissioners? But I would like to say well done to you and your team during the storm.
Well, thank you very much for that, and I will take the kudos where they come, but, I tell them in the EOC, this is a coordinated effort. I can't do it by myself. I can't do it without my staff. But I want to go a step further than that and talk about the commitment that the county manager, assistant county manager have put forth to getting people trained, put forth in bringing in a recovery coordinator. I know y'all were involved in that decision as well. It certainly has made a difference. I want to brag on that for a moment in the fact that for this size storm, we have never documented the dollars that were spent like we did this time. Not only have we already met the threshold, and something this minor, that never happened in Nassau County before. I know not everybody has a clear understanding of those dollars and those emergency protective actions, but it's something that we have been working on collectively since I've been here, our discussions, the bringing in a recovery coordinator. So, and again, it's not just the county. The city had people out there that were on our IMT. The fire department had people that were out there on the IMT, as well as the sheriff's office. So it truly is a collective effort, and I just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody. It's a success for the county when we're able to do that. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Director Cooper?
I'd just like to add to that, if you don't
Commissioner
mind.
Farmer?
Just like to say the same thing. Kudos to you guys. I mean, we were all sleeping with our phones in our lap. And, and I know you guys were manning the stations, round the clock. And it truly says a lot, to see it from the inside and watch the well-oiled machine work. It didn't matter what time it was, whenever Taco passed the torch, he would send an email. And it was just a well-oiled machine. And I just want to say, I'm thankful that it wasn't any worse than what it was. But in the event that it is worse than it was, letting this next go round, because we're going to see more storms. This is Florida. It just makes us that much better for the future. And I just want to say thank you and kudos to your staff.
Very,
Commissioner
very
Gray.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I had the opportunity to go out to the EOC and watch and see firsthand everything that was going on out there. Real impressive how everybody was coordinating, working together and everything. And just want to say thank you very much, Director Cooper. We appreciate everything you and the team do
Yes,
for us.
sir. I would agree with you and tip my hat to both David and Doug's teams. I mean, it was amazing. We got aerial support of them working. We watched them working. And you're absolutely right. There wasn't one thing, the coordinated effort, there wasn't one thing that we talked to them about that they did not have an answer. And it has not always been like that. No fault of anybody's other than information sharing. But as we continue to get that information sharing better, it lets those guys that are out there, like you pointed out, they're out there, they're the ones doing the work. And we're supposed to be managing, and I think we're doing a better job of that. So thank you for your recognition. If y'all don't have any other questions, I'll let y'all have a great day.
I'll entertain a motion for tab P.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve tab P.
Second.
A motion from Commissioner Hupman, seconded by Commissioner Farmer to approve tab P. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Director Cooper. Yes, sir. Tab Q, set a shade meeting of the Board of County Commissioners for August 26, 2024 at 3 p.m. to discuss the labor agreement between Nassau County and Fire Rescue Professionals Local 3101. Entertain a motion?
Make a motion that we set that date, 26th at 3 p.m.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion from Commissioner Farmer, seconded by Commissioner Hupman. I'm assuming that date is good for everyone? All right, all
That
those
will
in
be
favor?
before our regular meeting, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Chairman?
Correct. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, tab R. Consider and approve a resolution terminating the interlocal with the Fire Watch Council. I think I saw someone, oh, Commissioner Hupman, you're our representative.
Was there someone else that was going to speak?
Thought
on
I
that?
saw
No.
Derek.
Oh, there he is, okay. I did not see them back
Welcome.
there. Sir.
Great.
Please state your name and agency for the record.
I'm Brigadier General Retired Mike Fleming. I'm the chair of the Northeast Florida Fire Watch Council. And I'm here today with my colleagues, Derek Collins and also Paul Laurie, who's the Nassau County representative. And I have the privilege of chairing this, and I'm here to give you a progress report and where we're going to move on from here. Military and veteran suicide is personal to me. When I was a general officer, when we lost a soldier to suicide, it was very painful, and I was frustrated and helpless. So when Fire Watch came along, I had the opportunity to make a difference. And as you know, this council and three other counties in the city of Jacksonville formed the Fire Watch Council of Northeast Florida. And we had a goal is to eliminate suicide in Northeast Florida. And through the generous contributions of not only this council, but the other councils, we started multiple programs. The primary one being what's called the Watchstander Program. We wanted to engage the 90% of the population that were not veterans, and we continue to make a difference. We have over 7,000 watchstanders. These are individuals who've taken training so they can be there for their veterans. And we know by statistics that these individuals, these watchstanders, will make sure that their veterans are taken care of, and they'll make over 8,000 referrals to resources throughout our counties here in Northeast Florida. And those resources are doing their jobs. I want to give you the statistics. It was for in its April 2024 report, the Florida Department of Health reported that for the third consecutive year, veteran suicide in Northeast Florida were 25% below the 2019 level, the year the council was formed. It's not all done by the Fire Watch, but we connect veterans to resources that can make a difference. That decline outpaces both the veteran and civilian suicides throughout the state. That means 103 veterans did not suffer through suicide during that time period, and that makes a difference. It was the intention of the participating counties that the Fire Watch Council would be successful, not only in what we're doing, but develop a plan to move and do something more permanent, and we've done that. We're standing down the Fire Watch Council. We won't be coming back to this or any of the other commissions to ask for money because we've been successful. But what we've done is form a 501c3, the Fire Watch Project, that's going to continue this great work. These programs have been launched in Tampa and in Southeast Florida, and they're making a difference. So where we are, that watchstander programs across the state, we're down 16% when there's, as opposed to those times where we don't have a watchstander program. So I'm here today to provide a copy of these statistics for you, and as a veteran, to thank you for being a supporter of the Fire Watch Council, and to take it from an idea to something that is actually making a difference. As a veteran, I know that it's veterans, we can't solve this problem. There aren't enough of us. But if we can engage the entire community, we will continue to make a difference. So I have a commitment from myself that I'm going to continue this work, but I would ask that I'm going to provide this information, but also send it to you. And I would ask that if you see a veteran in need or need something, that you reach out to the Fire Watch. Let us continue to help. Each one of you has been involved in making a difference in the lives of veterans. And a veteran, I want to thank you because we're making a real difference, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, General Fleming. Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Thank you, sir. Did Mr. Collins want to speak too?
Just real briefly, Derek Collins, I'm the Executive Director of the Fire Watch Council, also serve as a Regional Programs Director for North Florida for the Fire Watch Project. And just wanted to, again, thank this body. It's unusual to see something that was started as a government-created entity move on and kind of fly on its own. And I appreciate the support we've gotten here in Nassau County, and I continue in my role as a Programs Manager to bring the Fire Watch program to those organizations that wish to learn more about it. As a Marine Corps veteran, it's probably outside of my service, my country and my family is probably the most fulfilling work that I could do is to take care of my brothers and sisters. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I thank
Commissioner
you.
Hubman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank you guys both very much for including Nassau County in getting this program up and running. And I'm excited for your future as a nonprofit to go out and carry on the legacy that you started. Good luck with that.
And Paul Lori has been instrumental in this happening in St. Johns County.
Who's that, General? I'm not familiar with Mr. Lord.
The Commissioner, I know you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But really, we couldn't have done it. We have representatives in each one of the counties, and then they worked within their counties. And the only shame is we don't have 10,000, 12,000 watchstanders. So that's where I'd ask y'all to do is really to continue to be advocates so we can get rid of this scourge of veteran suicide.
Yes, sir.
So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Fleming.
I'd just like to encourage you guys to not be strangers just because, you're flying on your own in your words, to please, engage us. If you see it's something that we can be involved in, there's so much more to this job than just 3 or 4 meetings a month. And, you know, I try to go to as many community functions as I can and participate because people do listen. And so if we see there's an event or something going on, you know, reach out to us so we can pass it to the board and to our staff. And that way we can hopefully energize whatever you have going on. And thank you both for your service.
And on that, Mr. Chairman, I'd
Commissioner Hubman.
make a motion to approve tab R, sir.
Motion from Commissioner Hubman,
Second.
second by Commissioner Farmer to approve tab R. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tab S, consider approval of the City of Fernandina Beach application to the Nassau County Board of County Commissioners, Amelia Island Beach Renourishment Municipal Service Taxing Unit Capital Fund, say that 10 times real fast, in the amount of $50,000 for fiscal year 2023, 2024 to fund dune walkover number 28 repair. County Manager, Assistant County Manager, Armin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So through some of the work in the winter strategic planning sessions, I believe the board had brought forward the idea of reviewing the sand MSTU, or what we've called the sand tax. Through that program, we've been generating some funds to help preserve the dunes, and then in case of a natural disaster, replenish those to some degree. So from the direction of the board, over the past year, we've looked at the reserve funds, we've looked at basically clarifying the ordinance, how those funds can be utilized. One of the purposes that it may be utilized is for dune walkovers to help preserve those dunes. At this time, the City of Fernandina Beach has passed a resolution to request $50,000 for this year for dune walkover number 28. Part of that resolution was for fiscal year 24, 25 as well, so we are waiting for the details to come in the next fiscal year, but know that that will be coming forward at a later date as well.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Ironman? Okay.
No questions. You want to take that? I mean,
Well, thank you, sir.
it is in your district.
Well, actually, and this first request is actually north of that, right? It's up in
Yeah, but he can't make.
Commissioner Martin's. Okay, so I'll take care of that for this.
Close, you're closest man to it.
Thank you, Commissioner Farmer. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve tab S.
And I'll second.
Motion from Commissioner Hupman, second by Commissioner Farmer to approve tab S. Is there any further discussion? I just want to make a comment. This idea came to me from Fernandina Beach City Commissioner Darren Askew. He called me up and said, hey, I want to have a conversation about this sand tax and see what we can do with these funds. And can we, for walkovers and other things like that. So I said, okay, well, I'm not sure what we can do. So I went to the county attorney to get her legal advice on what could be done the way the MSTU was written at that time. And at that time, the way it was written, we couldn't use that money to repair or replace dune walkovers. So the next question was, who controls this ordinance? And county attorney said, well, we do. Well, then we can change it. So we did. We set a path to direct the county attorney to change the ordinance so that we could use these funds to help the city and the island with dune walkovers and fix them or replace them. And so the wheels of government never move very fast, but I want to thank the county attorney for doing her due diligence to make sure that, she researched it and we crafted a revised ordinance. And so now that we can use that money, and I anticipate the city of Fernandina Beach to ask us for this every year and be a continuing thing so that we can help keep these dune walkovers in good shape. Commissioner Farmer.
I'd just like to add to it that, it's nice to have a great working relationship with the city of Fernandina Beach because it didn't used to be that way. And to be able to, throw ideas at each other and then bounce them off of our legal department is a huge, huge step in the right direction for Nassau County. And these walkovers provide a significant amount of cover for those dunes, and they also keep them in place. So I'm just very proud of the working relationship, and I'm proud for the citizens that we're utilizing some of that money to be able to make this work. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tab T, approve and authorize the chairman to sign contract number CM 3735, purchase and sale agreement with Wildlight LLC for purchase of property needed for Chester Road and Pages Dairy Road intersection improvements for the purchase price of $87,200.
Mr. Chairman?
Are you trying to get my attention?
No, sir. We're good.
Not if you don't have to, right?
Correct.
Commissioner Gray.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve tab T. I've been waiting for a long time to get those intersection improvements at Chester and Pages Dairy Road.
A motion from Commissioner Gray,
Second. Sorry.
That's all right, that's all right, you got it.
second by
Mr.
Commissioner Farmer.
Hey, man, I
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tab U, approve and authorize the chairman to sign contract number CM 3736, right-of-way conveyance agreement with Sandy Ridge Development, Inc., for the purchase of property adjacent to Minor Road, right-of-way for future improvements for the purchase price of $147,000. Mr. Companion.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, thank you for having me back. The item for you under tab U, in the roadway and drainage standards ordinance 99-17, section 9.8.3, any new development along Minor Road and actually many other roadways that are in that list in that section, which includes Minor Road, are required to add give the additional right-of-way to the county in those roadways where we know we're going to have improvements in the future. It may not be in the next 5 years, 10 years, but it could be next 20 years, and we want to do that without digging into the backyards of folks that are going to move into these new developments. So there was a 10-foot requirement there in accordance with that section, and this is the payment for that 10-foot section.
Any questions for Mr. Companion?
Any questions? I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Gray.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve tab U.
Second that motion.
A motion from Commissioner Gray, seconded by Commissioner McCullough to approve tab U. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Companion, for that preventative maintenance.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the tab V and W are informational items only. Tab V is for errors and insolvencies report and 2023 tax roll, and tab W is a Board of County Commissioners newsletter for June of 2024. So, thank you to our Ms. Sabrina Robinson and all other staff, folks that are involved in getting that newsletter out. It's a really good publication. All right. General public comment. Comments can only be for items under the authority of the Board of County Commissioners. Time limit is 3 minutes. Mr. Casey Jones.
How you doing? Casey Jones, Florida Sea Turtle Watch. It's sea turtle season's starting to wind down. Mothers are starting to not lay as much, and the babies are being hatched. And hopefully they're going the right way. And I don't think I've ever done this, but just in case, does anybody want to ask me any questions? I know that's been done before. I've never done it, so does any of y'all five want to? No? So, like I said before, one of the reasons why I came is because we were, after the beach restoration, what was that, 2020, 2021? We lost quite a lot of new hatchlings, new baby hatchlings that were hatching. They were going the wrong way because the beach element was raised up, and they could kind of see over the dunes. So, that's why I showed up, and I still am kind of dumbfounded that I've got this much pushback on doing something as simple as doing a new ordinance to protect them. So I don't still don't understand the pushback. I've done this 2 other times, and especially with the track record, or it was supposed to be done in 2018, 2019, before y'all's time. I know I've talked about that before. I've sent y'all emails on that. They agreed that the lighting ordinance was really weak, and the enforcement was extremely weak. And just still don't understand why, it hasn't been done. So maybe by next sea turtle season, I guess, something will be done. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Ms. Jackie Osborne.
Jackie Osborne, 85503 Sagat Hunting, Beach Floor. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to address this group. As you know, I'm here to give you an update on the population at the Nassau County Animal Shelter. Thank you. As of this afternoon, the count is 65 dogs in the kennel, 75 is capacity, so we're getting right up there. There are 64 more dogs that are out in foster care, which speaks so well for our community that are opening their hearts and their homes to these foster animals. 75 cats in the cattery and 76 cats are in foster. We got a boatload of kittens. It is kitten season. I went out the other day and I think I counted about 100, not really, but I tend to exaggerate. These numbers are real, but the 100's an exaggeration. A lot of kittens in the cattery. So please, if you know anybody that wants a cat or a dog or a kitten, please ask them to go out to Nassau County, because they certainly are available. I've impressed upon you the fact that this is kitten season. It should be over in about 90 days. And the staff out there is looking forward to that. Whenever I say kitten season, they go, oh no, and they're getting all excited because it's coming to an end. Please impress upon the public to spay and neuter all animals and have them chipped. Also, don't leave dogs in the car. They're happier at home on the sofa that you are sure they are not occupying. The animal shelter has an enormous amount of animals who deserve a lot better than a kennel. Thank you so much, and thank you again for pushing forward on our new animal shelter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Osborne. Okay, that will take us into county manager business.
I have no additional tonight, sir. Thank you.
County attorney business.
I have no further business, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Commissioner items, I think we start with Commissioner McCullough today.
Yes, sir. I'm actually going to defer the beginning to, I had asked Mr. Pope, one of the things that has been a hot topic in my district is impact mobility fees and some discrepancies among information. And so I had asked Mr. Pope if he would speak this evening on just clarification of some different fees we have in the county on behalf of Nassau County. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Commissioner McCullough. Commissioner Pope?
Yes, ma'am. So there was some confusion on social media. Nassau County charges impact fees, and it's the same fee for all unincorporated areas. So any new development, regardless of its location within the county, pays the same amount of impact fees. Separate from the impact fee is a mobility fee. So Nassau County has 3 different zones across the county. There are certain mobility improvements within each zone, which is what the fee is based upon. And so everyone pays a mobility fee and everyone pays an impact fee. And so I had a sample single-family home run as if it was going to pay impact fees or mobility fees within the 3 different zones. And the Zone 1, which is Eastern Nassau, is within about $20 of Zone 2, which is in the ENCPA. And then Zone 3, which is west of 95, is within about $400 of the first 2. So everyone pays a fee regardless of where they're located within the county.
And would you please cover the main factors that determine the fee? There's a couple of categories that determine at least two, maybe more categories that determine how much the fee is going to be.
So the fee is for new development to maintain or to offset the impact on public facilities. So we'll use an example for fire and emergency management services. And so based upon the current level of service that existing residents receive, a new individual that moves in pays a fee into the community pot, if you will, to make sure that we don't lower the level of service. So everyone maintains the same level of service with each new resident that comes. And so that's the same for law enforcement, for fire, for parks and recreation, for administration. There's an education fee that the school board charges, and then there's a mobility fee that pays for transportation cost. And so it's designed to ensure that as new people come or new businesses come, that our level of service we provide in those primary areas isn't degraded.
And the key word there is new.
Correct. It's
New
new
de-
development only.
So, yeah, there's a lot, I'll go out and say, thank you, Commissioner McCullough, for bringing that up. But candidates for office really should do their homework before they put stuff out on social media and they get the community all up in arms just to try to get votes. So I'm just going to put that out there, because that's what this was all about. You get a candidate or two out there that are putting misinformation out there just to get elected. Thank you, County Manager.
I think one of the things too that was discussed, I know with a resident yesterday on the phone and via email with several residents today, is that, one gentleman and one woman specifically that I'd spoke to yesterday evening, he was upset because he's building what would be his third house in Nassau County, and he believes he should be exempt from Nassau County, any impact fees whatsoever, because he is already living in Nassau County. And so I think it's our diligence as commissioners, as our planning and zoning staff, to explain to them that it is the impact of the home. Yes, you live here, but if I let Mr. Martin and Mr. Gray just build every house they wanted with no impact fees, then when they sell that house and the next resident goes in, we're sustaining the impact of that home. Whether you build one home or 7 homes, that house, you may not have children, but the family that lives in it may have children in the school system. And so you just have to look at long-term sustainability and understand how every home, whether you live in it for 1 year, 10 years, or 12 years, has a long-term impact on this county, and that impact has to be offset by financial figures, because people do not seem to understand that. And that's okay, because it is our job to be that liaison and to educate the public on those matters.
Thank you, Commissioner Hawley. Did you have anything else?
Oh, yes, of course, I wanted to thank, I don't know if Mr. Cooper is still here, if he's left, everybody over at the EOC, because my gracious, last week was definitely a testament to an amazing prepared, planned, and executed staff. I know this, and I'm sure you gentlemen had the exact same issues. My phone just never stopped calling or emailing about the roads, and I love living on my dirt road, but when people called me and said, my road's flooded, I said, you won't believe it, my road is flooded too. And so I know I saw Road and Bridge out at Prospect and Penny Haddock, because we're right there on the river, and actually, it's just not, it is up in my neighbor's yard. It is just, the river is just steady rising. And I think sometimes that's another thing residents have to take into account. Look at the water we have had sustained over the last 90-day period. Look at where the water table was in Florida. It rained from Hilliard Middle Senior High School to here. It rained all 38 minutes of my commute. It's rained every single evening at the house. Water, we are a peninsular state. For those of you who just moved here, that means we get a lot of water. We're surrounded by a lot of water. You got to give it a little time to go somewhere. I think that needs to be in our mortgage data when you sign and come to Florida, that the water has nowhere to go. It has to slowly reside. Please just give it time to slowly dissipate. It's Florida, so welcome here. Get you some rain boots. I would like to thank NCAS, because amidst that, also on Facebook this week, my 2 little inmates, I had 2 dogs, our fencing went down because everything at my house was underwater. And so 2 of my little rescue dogs were picked up, but then their chips, when we had rescued them, we thought we had changed over the microchips. They had not been changed over. So there was a whole mix-up. They went back to the rescue that we got them from. So that was a lovely little fun Wednesday night. But let me tell you what, Mr. Pruitt, whether it was me or it doesn't matter. The level of service that NCAS provides is unmatched. Immediate phone call. They don't know me from anybody. When I called them to claim my dogs, so fast, so efficient. They did spend the night in the jail, and what's so funny is they have not left the yard again because I think they were scared after their night in jail. So, Mr. McGuire's staff, Mr. Pruitt's staff, it was just so fast, so efficient. I'm just so grateful. And so speaking of that, Paw Paw's Pet Rescue is doing a free microchip clinic Saturday, August 17th. It's a great opportunity. Get your pet registered, because even people who diligently care for their pets, I mean, when the power goes out, I didn't even know that the fence system was down until I got home late that evening. And so I'm just grateful that NCAS took care of my dogs and brought them home safely. Thank you, Mr. Pope. Thank you for your staff. Thank you, Road and Bridge. My gracious, thank you, Road and Bridge, because I know it was a hard week last week, and we've got a long 2 weeks ahead of us. And I, for one, living on a dirt road, am so grateful for your relentless efforts.
Thank you, Commissioner McCullough. Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have two things tonight. I want to go ahead and put this out. We advertised this, but I want to go ahead and put it out to everybody. We're accepting resumes for a District 3 appointment to serve on our Planning and Zoning Board. And interested residents, feel free to send in a resume. You can send in a resume to contact@NassauCountyFL.com. And I'm hoping we get a lot of participation. That's a very important job, and we value our citizens and residents to serve on that board. If anyone has any questions, you may call our planning department staff as well, 904-530-6320, 530-6320. Or you can contact me. You can send me an email or just give me a call on the phone. These resumes are going to be set in until Monday, August 26th at the close of business, so it'll be 5 p.m. for interested residents. And the other thing I have to be short tonight is I attended the Community Stewards of Yulee Field the Fire Truck School Supplies event last Saturday. It was held at the Yulee Walmart. I think Commissioner Martin I seen there as well, and maybe other commissioners may have showed. Commissioner just raised his hand, he was there. But I was there for a little while. It was a very, very successful event, and I want to thank everyone in the community that come out and gave their generous contributions for our children going back to school. And that's all I have, Mr. Martin.
Thank you,
sir.
Commissioner Gray. Commissioner Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank the boots on the ground back during this Debbie response. Also, don't want to forget that, to thank Miss Amy and Miss Sabrina and Miss Katie, because I know that during these times, the call volume just goes way up, and it goes way up for all of us. And so I don't want to forget you ladies, because you do a tremendous job for us, and we appreciate you. Also want to thank Omari for his new video technology series. I thought that was really cool. We've really stepped our game up there. There's a great deal of patience, of course, that is required when these storm events occur. I want to thank the fine men and women at Road and Bridge. They've done an amazing job, and they continue to work hard. What's bad about it, and just prior to the meeting, myself and Commissioner McCullough were talking about it, because that's where all of our dirt roads are. We were talking about the fact that these afternoon thunder showers come through and drop 2 inches of rain on us, and they really set us back. And, you almost feel like a gerbil in a wheel, you're just running around and around and around trying to get somewhere, and it just makes it real tough. So, if you live on one of these dirt roads, I'm telling you, we're doing all we can with the resources that we have, but just be patient. And if you see something like a washed out culvert, or you see something that's unstable, don't try to drive over it. Call one of us so we can get somebody on site. Engineering staff will come out and look at it. If it's deemed unsafe, we're going to flag it off. We're going to make sure and do whatever we got to do to send resources there to get you in and out of your home, but make it safe, because we don't need to see a car upside down in some big hole that's a big washout that you thought you could just drive through in your Kia on the way home or whatever. So if you would, just like I said, be patient with us all, because I can tell you that there's a big uptick in phone calls whenever that's the type storm events happen. Also, like to wish everyone a happy first day of school. I hope it was successful. We all look forward to the school pics. Everybody's got their kids in the pictures, and I think that's pretty cool. It's an indicator of who we are. It's a strong family value county. And then to top it all off, I'd just like to say, if you don't understand a particular process that goes on here in county government, please do us all a favor and give us a call. I know that everybody in this room gets to see the same stuff that all of us get to see, and I don't miss a whole lot. I go ahead and tell you, I'll have 6 or 8 people screenshot something and send it to me off of social media. And, save yourself the trouble and just give us a call. At the end of the day, Everything that we do is guided by statutory guidelines. There's no boogeyman hiding in Taco's closet. I've already checked numerous times. And I'll go ahead and tell you, instead of being a couch commando, just give us a call and get the facts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Farmer. Commissioner Hutman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Quickly, again, to echo them, police, fire, EMS, EOC staff, everybody for the storm response, incredibly well done. The river doesn't go down till close to the end of the week. It's St. Mary's, just FYI. So the water's still here, as Commissioner McCall alluded to. Election workers, early voting has started as a member of this year's canvassing board. I'm proud to be on that team. I can easily report to you that the integrity of the elections in Nassau County remain among the highest in the country. Nassau is the first to report throughout the state, and Supervisor Atkins and her team do a superb job. The election workers for early voting and volunteer workers are in place. Thank them when you come through if you early vote, and for volunteering their time and being part of a really impressive process. A little bit of email from Representative Dean Black's office. His representative, Mr. Spicer, reached out to us with an email this week. The State Road 200 approach to the bridge has been moved up in the Florida Department of Transportation timeline, and they're going to try to reach that by the end of this year. The rework, that would be to mill it down and fix that approach to the bridge. I personally have lost 2 pieces of auto glass, so I feel the pain out there. I get it, but help is on the way. And thanks to the state, Mr. Black, Mr. Yarbrough, for helping push that to get it moved up, to get that rework done. We're grateful in Nassau County. And lastly, Mr. Jones, if you'll hang out at the end of the meeting, I'd like to have a conversation with you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hutman. Well, as usual, my colleagues have covered everything that I have on my list, plus some. So I'm just going to leave you with this. Get out and vote. Like Commissioner Hutman said, early voting is going on now. Election day is a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, August 20th. If you like me, I'm old-fashioned. I like to go on election day and vote. But however you prefer doing it, vote by mail, early voting, whatever. Just make sure you vote, because that's where it matters. That's where it matters. So, and I'm going to leave it at that before I say something I probably shouldn't say. And we are adjourned.
I voted.